menstrual cloth on his bench and use that to plead for mercy. It's not going to go well. But when you stand before God and try to do that same thing and appeal to your own goodness, all you're doing is aggravating your condition before Him and adding to your guilt because you're lowering His righteousness. It's an effort to lower God's righteousness to a point where you feel better about yourself. That's not going to happen. People like to have the imagination, the imagination that says that God is just going to overlook their sin. My friends, no one will do that. No righteous judge will do that. The judge across the street wouldn't do that. If you stand before the judge across the street and say, "Hey, I believe you're a loving judge. I'm never going to do this again. I shouldn't have done it," he's going to say, "Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't have done it. And I hope you never do it again. And I may be a loving judge, but I love those you sinned against so much that I've got to punish you." There is no such thing as an all-loving God, my friends, because He's all-loving. It's nothing but indifference. Because if you're loving something, that means you've got to be against that which is against what you love. You people who are parents understand that. You love your kids, but you certainly don't love those people who seek to harm your kids. The sense of justice that you have, my friends, is nothing more than black and white evidence that you were made in God's image, because that sense of justice came from the God who made you, who is just Himself. The other thing people like to say is they believe their good deeds will outweigh their bad deeds. I've already said we don't have good deeds according to God's standard. Everything we do is a filthy garment before Him, a menstrual cloth. We don't have the righteousness that we need. We can't produce the righteousness we need to enter heaven. We can't do it. There's just no way. God who made heaven and earth will give us no leeway whatsoever. His judgment bench one day will be past fail. God is not great on a curve. That's why it says very, very clearly here in John chapter 3.
I love it.
That whoever believes is not condemned, but those who don't trust in Him is condemned already. And the reason is not that God is unjust, it is because He is just. And it's because He is loving. God is love, therefore He must hate that which is against His sense of love.